I got that animal ambition. I got that animal ambition. I got that.
What's up, y'all? Smoak here. What's good? In this video, I'm gonna be watching Jim Cornette on O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s comments about AEW fan. I don't know who that's supposed to be standing upside down. They based off a uniform, maybe a security guard. I don't know, but that cup of water and ice is pretty obvious. Along with Jim Cornette's face, I think that's his face, for extra measure. But yeah. So I listened to Chris Van Vliet interview with O'Shea Jackson Jr. the other day, driving on my way to work. I finished the whole interview. It was a cool video. I didn't know he was a wrestling fan until like recent. I'm talking like maybe 3 or 4 months ago. You know, with Twitter, I mean X as it's called now, because of Elon Musk influence, you see a lot of posts / tweets from people that you not only follow but also that you don't follow, but because based off your interests you be displayed on X or whatever you search up, I guess, on your phone. It gives you a lot of posts by other people that you know don't follow. O'Shea Jackson was one of them. Me being a wrestling entertainment fan, I be seeing a lot of, and still do, and I don't mind, see a lot of accounts from major accounts really that have a lot of followers, like 100,000 or 400,000 followers or whatever, in the wrestling entertainment realm. And O'Shea Jackson was one of them people who I constantly see on X when I'm scrolling through the timeline. And X today, you don't know who is really who. Like, you don't know if this is really the celebrity that's posting this, right? Because before it was easy to identify with the blue check. Now they don't have the blue check. The blue check is purchased by people who is trying to have their post more out to the open, more engagements, right? So that's the reason why people pay for them blue checks. Most celebrities don't pay for the blue checks because there's no need. They're famous, so they're easily recognizable by people. So O'Shea Jackson Jr., I was seeing this post, and I thought it was just some dude who just have O'Shea Jackson Jr. name on it, like the headline, not the at name, but I guess the main name or whatever that displays when they post. And it was O'Shea Jackson Jr. Profile pic. I thought it was just a poser, with that name, because there's a lot of people that have accounts based off a celebrity's likeness, just either A, for mockery, or 2, just for the hell of it. And I thought that was the case, but now I looked at his tweet. I'm looking at and I go on his profile pic. I look at how many followers. I'm like, oh snap, that really is O'Shea Jackson Jr. I seen that movie Den of Thieves. I seen Straight Outta Compton. I watched Cocaine Bear. So he does, of course he does good work. So that's cool to see. And I'm just like, oh snap, he's really a big wrestling entertainment fan. That's cool. Eventually I gave him a follow. Surprisingly, or not really surprisingly, he got on the Chris Van Vliet show on YouTube, and they start talking. And one of the topic was about AEW fans, right? About how they basically like know-it-all people. Because AEW fans is probably different. They're for sure different from WWE fans. AEW is more adult oriented than WWE. You still got kids watching AEW based off what I see from the stands, but adults is more into AEW than the other product. But because they're talking more to adults, they don't have the constant or that enough viewership compared to WWE, whose viewership on Dynamite and probably Collision 2 is always hovering about 600,000 to 800,000 viewers, where Raw and SmackDown is like 1 to 3 million views, or probably 1 to 2 million views, on TV. And The arena for AEW is like barely sold out. The hard cam is like hardly ever people. You see people in the front row, and that's it. Behind it, you always see top covering the seats, cause they didn't, sell enough tickets. That I've stated it before. That TV 14 rating is not good for business. It's really not. Wrestling entertainment kid is more to children than anything else. Of course, adult watches it. In WWE case, probably, or a lot of wrestling entertainment. Actually, now WWE case, I'ma say, because you got the kids going to the show. Obviously, you got the parents going with them, or they're watching TV. The parents is right there watching. Of course, a lot of adults by themselves, with the young adults like in their 20s or whatever the case may be, really, that don't have kids. They're still gonna turn on TV and watch WWE because they like the product. Just like AEW. Well, WWE is also more of a household name, so there's that. So back to O'Shea Jackson Jr. about talking about the know-it-all fans. You guys coming in? There be guys coming in from New Japan Pro Wrestling, or probably from another company, and just make an appearance on AEW, and there be fans. I guess O'Shea Jackson Jr. himself included. Based off his statement, don't know who the guy is, what the guy's about, and I guess he will express this on X, and then people just come at him on X like, oh man, you call yourself a wrestling fan, blah 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 blah, you suck, da da da. And O'Shea Jackson Jr. thing was like, bro, I'm asking who this guy is. Like, you don't have to come at me hard, bro. Like, I like the product, I don't know who everybody is. What do you want me to do? And he said like 8 out of 10. It'd be like them faceless accounts. Like no profile pic, 5 followers, 100 people they follow, just making random tweets. That's how it be on X, bro. It is annoying. I don't blame him. And his whole thing was like, there's no backstory to this guy, and he got a point. But if it was an AEW guy, then yeah. But a foreign guy, he's gonna be there. It's not gonna be a whole storyline of the dude. If you watch on TV, the commentators is gonna do their job and talk about the person. WWE or wrestling entertainment as a whole, they have a weekly show, and they have storylines for a reason. The point of Dynamite, Raw, SmackDown is to build up on the story leading up to the big event of their upcoming pay-per-view show. I said I talked enough, honestly. Let's take a watch of the video.
Topic of AEW and AEW fans and the behavior of AEW and AEW fans. Have you seen anything online about O'Shea Jackson Jr., who's Ice Cube's son? He was the star of Straight Outta Compton, a great movie. He was fantastic in it, playing his dad. That he's been going at it with AEW fans on Twitter. Have you been following this at all?
I have seen it, yes. I haven't been following it, no.
I think that guy's supposed to be Tony Khan, bro. Upside down. Idiots, man. I wonder who do these pictures.
You told me right before we went on the air that Ice Cube's son, and I said Ice Cube has a son. I have seen... I gotta be honest with you. I saw the name O'Shea Jackson Jr., which I was not familiar with. And on Twitter, I think maybe his picture, does he have a baseball cap on? I said, O'Shea Jackson Jr., he sounds like he plays for the Reds or something, right? I thought he was a baseball player.
Yeah.
And I saw that he had some comment about, hey, what the fuck to the AEW fans? I'm allowed to ask questions about who the fuck is on this TV show I'm watching. And I didn't know anything more than that. And then you said he's Ice Cube's son, and he's apparently a big wrestling fan and an accomplished actor, which I was not. Was he in The Watcher? That's the newest thing I've seen lately.
No, I have not seen that. I don't know who's in it, but big wrestling fan. He tweets out stuff, and I'll play you some audio because it goes into what we really want to talk about here. Here's him talking about what you just referenced, the AEW fans' reactions to wrestling fans. Just having conversations about AEW or asking questions about AEW, anything that isn't blowing AEW. So I'll stop this whenever you want. Here we go. This is from an interview with Chris Van Vliet.
If I'm watching someone on AEW and I ask, who is this guy? I don't need you to tell me I'm not a real wrestling fan, to tell me how could you not know such and such who did, who gives a damn? Like, I need you, all right, inform me, bro. Or at least have your programming in a way to let people know why you should love this dude, why you should fuck with this guy. That's something that I feel like is missing. Conan, when I was on his podcast, he brought up, when you watch UFC, and they give you a little backstory about this dude, backstory about that dude, what this guy's had to go through, what he's done, and vice versa. And then they put him in a room and they cuss each other out. And then by watching those videos, you picked a side of who you're with. That's missing from that.
Stop it. How does this fucking guy can they hire him in AEW? How does this fucking guy who just watches the TV show, he knows how to fly the plane, and the pilots are up there goddamn standing on their heads? He gets it.
Yeah, and before I play the rest of this and you can discuss how much he gets here, that is the part of the issue. If you ask a question like, who is this luchador I've never seen before, never heard of before, you're insulted, you're shouted down, they try to almost debase you for not being the level of fan that they are.
Yeah, it's annoying as hell.
About what level of fan they really are, I mean, it's almost a sickness.
Well, but also, even if it's not being disrespectful for an average fan, we cover the wrestling world, we're supposed to know these people, but average guy's watching the TV show, he's speaking for the fans. He gets it. I want not only to know why I'm supposed to love this guy or hate this guy, but then also something that's overlooked is sometimes they pick people that you can't make anybody love them or hate them because they ain't interesting and nobody gives a shit. So, but those are the two things that you have to have. You have to pick your talent properly so people will either dislike them or like them in large numbers, and you have to give them a reason and a presentation to do so. I keep going. I'm loving this guy so far.
What they have is this niche group of people who watch all of these wrestling shows, and they're already in the know. So when they see these names together, it is a dream match for them. But you're trying to sell this to American television, baby. You got to movie that up a little bit.
Dude's an idiot, bro.
Some cinema to follow. You know,
wait a minute, you got to movie that up a little, baby. You got to movie that up a little, baby. It's the same thing we went through with Ring of Honor's fans in 2011. They didn't want the company to get big enough to actually make a profit and survive.
Yeah, that's
You know, Jack Evans trampoline festivals.
You know, who knows what's real and what isn't?
And it's similar to what I said about AEW earlier in the video. Like, you can't do much with TV 14, bro. Like, again, wrestling entertainment. I remember a while back, I think this was AEW last pay-per-view. I'm not entirely sure. But it was Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page, and then it was a Texas death match, I think it was. I don't know. I think Swerve won that match. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't watch the event. I think he did. There was a spot where Hangman Adam Page drunk, like he took a sip of his blood, of Swerve's blood. I'm like, damn, that's wild. That's not good. You're not gonna get no sponsorship like that. They're just seen as a bloodbath. Like, it's out of control, and they do bleed a lot too. Like, it's a bloodbath. You can't get bigger than that. That's the reason why ECW failed. It was a great it was a great company. It was a great show to watch. It was too raw for TV, bro. Eventually, it just went downhill, bro. It was just too raw. That's the time it was in. And in today's age too, where times is more sensitive or whatever, it's not happening, bro. I see the tweet that night. somebody was talking about the match, and then he was like, and he said, "Oh man, I don't understand why AEW is not that big. Like spots like these is awesome, yada yada." And then I replied saying, "The problem is, wrestling caters to children, hence PG like WWE. That's why it's not going anywhere like up in terms of like big success, cause you get in these big arenas not getting sold out for a reason, and the viewership is low compared to WWE."
Isn't, but it's an interesting story, the one that the Fullers tell, that when Buddy Fuller was put as the booker in Memphis by his father and Nick Goulas, that he went around ringside and he, after I guess noticing the problem, told all the fans sitting at ringside not to come back ever again. That it was them and their reactions and the way they were treating the show that was hurting everything for the company. And he needed new fans to come in there, pissing off all the old loyal fans who said, we'll never come back. But he got new fans in there with Sputnik Monroe, Billy Wicks, and lots of things. Now, again, who knows what's real and what isn't, well, what you can and can't do. But there is something to be said for the idea we're playing to a very small room. When you go to the big room, the show does change.
Yeah, and can I just chime in that 98% of that was due to Sputnik Monroe and Billy Wicks and getting television at the same time, and a change in the overall talent roster and the booking philosophy from the previous promoter Les Wolf. And there were probably, maybe was there a half a dozen wise asses that were causing trouble at the ringside down to Ellis Auditorium that I bet Buddy Fuller did go out there and strong arm, but I don't think he made a grand announcement amongst sections of ringside, right? So all of those things can be true. Yeah, okay. All y'all in first 3 rows of section C, get the fuck out of here. You have been sitting there on your hands for too long now. You've killed our business.
That'd be crazy.
Buddy, I chased away the first 3 rows of ringside. Give me a few more weeks, I'll get the rest of the building empty.
Damn.
Then we can really start cooking. But no, and, hey, Nick Goulas, they said when he was in the 60s, when they were turning him away some weeks from the Hippodrome in Nashville, and it was a big crowd, and the people were late getting in, and he would stand out in the lobby and cuss people. God damn it, go on, move on in there, get out, you got your ticket, God damn it, get on in there.
Damn.
In fucking doors, cussing them the whole way. Get the fuck in there.
What?
Oh God! But anyway, where's O'Shea at?
He's at the 60s.
To hold on,
That's
to
crazy.
Besides the announce team running down a list for me while this dude's walking down the ramp, and I feel like that's missing. And when you are trying to get involved and trying to really give something a chance, and when you question it even a little bit, and you get 80 no-faced accounts coming at you. At any given time, you're like, man, fuck this noise, bro. Like, I'm cool off of it. If y'all like it, I don't. And I don't want that. You know, I have people over there that I'm cool with, you know.
Well, that's the end of the clip there, but...
Oh, man, he gets it. And Chris Van Vliet, the Netherlands' finest journalist, he sounds like Ichabod Crane's partner. But we appreciate him having...
Jim Cornette need to appear on the Chris Van Vliet show, bro. No doubt.
O'Shea on there to say something that is elementary wrestling logic and that almost nobody has the capability to grasp. But you say this he's in the show business also. So he's got an entertainer's mindset looking at this, so he knows how to.
You see? Entertainer mindset, bro. Because that's what pro wrestling is. That's why I be calling it wrestling entertainment. Like, come on now.
Attract a crowd for something.
And everything he's saying makes sense.
It's the same thing.
It's what other people who
to what Chair Jackson Jr. is doing.
Who watch wrestling hoping it'll make sense. It's what we say. It's what other people who watch wrestling hoping it'll make sense even if it's a wacky world. But AEW fans got triggered. We have a few tweets here that were sent over to us. Someone named Drugs Delaney tweeted out and tagged Ice Cube. Man, I never wished Ice Cube put out more in my life than when this sped was conceived.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Which Ice Cube responded,
Okay.
fuck your wishes, bitch-ass drughead. And then,
Well, I'm glad Ice Cube has the time to flip through Twitter and come to his son's defense, but what the fuck?
and then O'Shea Jackson Jr. himself tweeted out, motherfuckers wishing I was never born because I think AEW and the fans should welcome more people who aren't in the know. And then he makes a big, cry more. IWCD's nuts, fucking worms.
Well, boy, welcome to the club, O'Shea.
Yeah.
Me and Brian have got everything ready for you here. All the tablecloths are out and everything. We've been in the same position for a long time. When we state the fucking obvious.
Yeah.
And oh, you're goddamn so horrible. We hope you die.
Well, we will stay on top of this story as it develops more in the future, if it develops anything. I don't think anything's developed.
And now, is Ice Cube's name O'Shea Jackson?
I believe so, yes.
Well, that would be why O'Shea Jackson Jr. would be his son then. See, I didn't know his real name was O'Shea Jackson.
Well, you're not really into rap.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But I don't got to call him Junior.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it was a cool vid. Yeah, of course, Jim Cornette and his boy Brian, I guess his name is, that I just learned, expressed their dissatisfaction toward the fans of AEW and just fans in general who like to keep things the same and never believe in an evolution. Now in life, I get it, changes are, I guess, it can be uncomfortable, but if you ever want to evolve as human beings, in life, with businesses, etc., and anything, you have to go through some changes. You have to get out of your comfort zone. That's the time we on. I guess that's how people felt when they would change from WWF to WWE, when it went from the Attitude Era into the Ruthless Aggression Era, and Ruthless Aggression Era to the PG Era. Everybody always wishes we could go back to the old days, always feeling nostalgic, of things. That's just the type of time we on. It's only natural, but we can't just be, about it. We have to face the fact, to look at reality, and hope for the best, and whatever venture we do, especially being fans, in wrestling entertainment. AEW, I like AEW. I like the fact that we have wrestling entertainment shows 5 days a week, 6 days a week really, but for me 5, because I don't watch TNA, only because I don't got that access channel, whatever it's called, to watch TNA. But yeah, I mean, I wish we had this 10 years ago, 14 years ago, when I was a little kid. Wrestling almost every day. Before, was just Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. And if AEW ever want to, be relevant for another 10, 20 years, performing in big shows, not in those small arenas, performing in big shows with a near full capacity instead of always in empty seats, like halfway or probably 30% empty. They just gotta find a way to keep pushing. And recently they hired a former writer from WWE. I heard from wrestling entertainment personnel that, whether they're former wrestlers or bookers, whatever, said that she is pretty good at what she does. So that's a big plus for AEW. Hope Tony Khan follows his lead. We know as fans that he's a big fan of the product. But things, have to change for the better. Thank you guys for watching. Peace. I'm out.